Hey guys, Kinsey here, and Happy New Year, everybody! 2017 is coming to a close, and while it may not have been the best year for some things, it was a great year for games. So this is gonna be my kind of like top 5 2017 games video. And these are not going to be in any sort of order because I couldn't decide, so there's 5 of them, and some honorable mentions because I couldn't narrow it down. So, let's crack open the champagne, of course, and take a look. So I bought some champagne. I know nothing about champagne. It is a brut, so it's like a medium dry. God, I don't know. It was delivered to my house by Amazon, and it was $12. That's all I got. So let's open it and try it out. Nope. I gotta open the cage. Gotta unleash the beast. Wah! We'll be right back. Alright, so that mess is cleaned up. And it's funny because I looked online how to properly open champagne so that it doesn't do that. It obviously didn't work. Anyways, the important part is that we're gonna drink some. Oh wait, we don't tip it. We don't tip it. I just read all this. Nope, 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 nope. This is going great. Yeah, I think I read that you don't tip it. You do it straight down. And you do it till it's 2 fingers from the top. I don't know. Apparently I have very skinny fingers. But the glass is full! Yay! We made it this far. Alright, so cheers everybody to let's hope that 2018 is just as good as 2017 was for games. So let's take a look at these games. Alright. First off is a game that's probably on everyone's list. I guess the only order I really have these in is the order that I played them in, because I couldn't think of a good order because I couldn't do them in their whatever. Whatever! Let's just look! And the first one is Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. I mean, as most people know, it was super highly anticipated. Zelda's awesome. But this one was such a game changer. Well, number one, the paraglider and being able to climb anything in an open world game is just amazing. It makes it actually difficult to play open world games since then. But there was just something about this game. The shrines were all so fun to do. Well, most of them. There was a couple of them that were sort of frustrating, but they're really fun with the introduction of all these new powers, the magnesis, the stasis, all of these things were so innovative and so fun. And not only was the gameplay fun, but I mean, it was fun to just explore that world. It felt like there was something new around every corner. There's a new bandit camp, there's a new secret, there's a new karaoke. There's always something, and I just had so much fun playing this. And it was kind of relaxing to play as well because the scenery was so beautiful. And it did definitely have moments of challenge, but for the most part, I never felt super frustrated. And that just makes the gaming experience that much better. And I'm such a big Zelda fan that I also bought, of course, the special edition. And if you want to know what's inside, I did do a video on this, so I'll definitely link that in the description below. But, I mean, Breath of the Wild, cheers to that. Man, it was so good. It was definitely just nearly a perfect game. It was so much fun to play. World was beautiful, story was great. I loved the champions. They were all so, well, one of them wasn't as nice as the others, but they were so much fun, and I just loved those levels, and it was fantastic. I can't really think of a better Zelda game necessarily. This is really starting to top my list. It's almost my favorite Zelda game. So I need to redo my top 5 Zelda video. Thanks, Breath of the Wild. Alright, and next up, we have Persona 5. I absolutely love this series, so there was no way this game wasn't gonna make it on my list. I've been playing Persona games for a very long time. I just absolutely love them. Their art direction is always so amazing, especially with the most recent like entries into the series. And this game also had the most fantastic music. Oh my gosh. And I actually recently got the vinyl release of the soundtrack. Well, this is like the greatest hits or whatever, because the full soundtrack was like $1 million, like $200. But so I didn't get that one, but so awesome. And I'm hoping to do a video soon unboxing this guy. So look forward to that in 2018. Anyways, Persona 5. It makes sort of like mundane tasks like going to work and going to school and like hanging out with your friends. Well, that's not mundane, but it is an everyday thing, but it makes it so much fun. And that's something that I've never gotten tired of in Persona games, because, I mean, a lot of them do that. You go to school, you lead a sort of average life, and it makes it so much fun, but you're also, in this case, you're the trickster. You are, you know, special because you can invoke personas and then use them in the other world. And that's how most of the like formula for Persona game works out. But what I did like about this one is that in like the previous games, a lot of the time, at least in 3 and 4, you become like the guy. You know, you're like popular, everyone loves you, all that kind of stuff. And this one, you're more like labeled as the criminal. So it definitely puts it in a completely different tone, and I actually really, really enjoyed that. And even the dungeon crawling in this is so much fun. And they, you know, sometimes in the different levels, because also in this you steal people's hearts, is the whole thing. You are a member of the Phantom Thieves. And so in true Persona fashion, someone's heart is diluted and poisoned, and you have to go solve it. And the palaces are so cool. Sometimes they add like a different mechanic or things like that in the palaces, but the levels are very well thought out, and I really enjoyed it. One thing I will say about this game, if you haven't played it, or if you haven't played a game in the Persona series, it is very long. And so you kind of have to be like in for the long haul, because I even think like How Long to Beat says it's like 95 hours with no side stuff. So I mean, strap yourself in for the long haul, because this game is long. And I did find myself that I needed to sort of take a break from it about 100 hours in, because I was doing like all the side stuff. But it's still such a beautiful game, such a beautiful art direction, so awesome. And this one, I also bought the special edition. You can see what some of my favorite series are, which are the ones I spend all the money on. But I also did an unboxing video on this, so I'll also be able to link that below as well. So if you want to know what's inside here, or if you're interested in a little bit more about Persona 5. It's awesome, by the way. It's awesome. And next up is a game really close to my heart. I absolutely adored this game, and that is Night in the Woods. I only got this postcard. Doesn't have a physical copy yet. I'm looking at you, limited run games. But this game is such, oh my gosh, I just loved it so much. It's by Infinite Fall, and so it's an indie game. It actually got its start on Kickstarter, and it was released early this year. And you play as May, an anthropomorphic cat who had just dropped out of college, returned home, very like Midwest, small town America, used to be a mining town. And she's finding that things aren't necessarily, you know, the same anymore. A lot of her friends, the friends who did stay, you know, and didn't go off to college, they've kind of done some growing up a little bit, and she sort of stayed the same. And you start to learn about her sort of sordid past. You find out that there was basically an incident that happened when she was younger to make people kind of standoffish, afraid of her, something like that. And if you play it, you'll get to see everything, and it's so fantastic. And she even dives a little bit deeper into like the inner workings of the town and finds some very sinister things. But all in all, this game is absolutely charming and beautiful. It's an adventure game. It's very narrative driven, and it's great because you're basically, you know, every day you can wander all over the town, and it's the town of Possum Springs, so it's very like small town America. And you wander around and this town has so much to offer, even if it doesn't look like it does on the outside. So, like, you can basically get a bunch of bits of storyline from all these different characters that are so awesome in different instances that you can really influence the story. And you do make decisions throughout, you know, the whole thing to have it go the way you want it. And you can basically choose between a couple different friends on who you really want to hang out with the most, which is why I played it twice. Is for the most part, you can hang out with Greg, who's kind of your hyperactive fox friend. They're all animals. He's a little bit on the irresponsible side, which makes him really fun to hang out with. So you get to do a lot of crimes together. And May is also so impulsive. So they just like feed off each other, and that relationship is so great. And there's also Bee, who is an alligator who, you know, her mom died, so she's kind of running the local hardware store on her own because her dad's like there but not there for the most part. And so her life has completely changed since high school, of course. And so you really get a look into her life, and she's so cool. She's like a goth, amazing, chain-smoking alligator. I absolutely love her character so much. But this game has so much to offer, and it really has a bunch of deeper themes that just make this game fantastic. It takes a really good look at like small-town America and mental illness, and it looks at so many things that are, you know, kind of important. I'm already crying. This game, like, super got to me. I grew up in a really small town. I did drop out of college at one point, so I don't know. This game really touched me. Sorry. So needless to say, I really enjoyed Night in the Woods, and I played it on PS4. It's also out on Steam. And they actually just released an update for it that they're calling Weird Autumn, and which is actually a song in the game, because you're in a band, of course you are. Get the old band back together, and the rhythm game parts are so much fun. But anyways, definitely check it out. It's so much fun. I loved it. It obviously touched me. Like, I need a drink. All right, Night in the Woods. I loved it. And next up is Super Mario Odyssey. Man, this game is a treasure. I don't think I was this excited about a Mario game, since Mario 64, which I absolutely adored Mario 64. And it felt like, you know, an updated version of the same feelings I felt when I played Mario 64. It's so much fun. The levels are really thought out. I had such a great time with the collectibles, which sometimes I'll start off like going strong with collectibles and then I fizzle out a little bit. But I wanted those purple coins. I wanted those moons. The levels are just so amazing. Like, it even starts you out in the, like, there's like the Cap Kingdom and then the Cascade Kingdom, and that's the one that has like the T-Rex and stuff in it, which is such a great way to introduce you to the game. Because, you know, you can, you know, throw Cappy and you can be whatever that is. So you get to be a T-Rex and a Chain Chomp in really innovative, awesome ways right out of the gates. And it just sets the stage for this awesome game so well. And I loved collecting all the outfits. I have so many outfits. And I tried a theme, of course, for every level that I'm in, because that's fun and that's what I do. But even going back and recording some of the gameplay footage for this, I just found myself wanting to play more and more and more. And even when I was doing that, I found moons that I guess I had missed. And it's just little things like that that make this game so wonderful. I honestly don't think there's been a Mario game this good in a very long time. I actually beat this one. A lot of the last couple Mario games, like Mario 3D World and things like that, I did sort of fizzle out and I didn't beat it. I liked what I played, but I was like, it's Mario, I'm done. And this was not the case. I was going strong to the end, and I still go back and play it to, you know, get a couple moons here, beat a couple more things here. It's such a fun game. And if you have a Switch, I would 100% recommend this, obviously. And I don't know. I loved it so much. It's been a very long time since a Mario game has made it on any of my top anything lists. And the fact that this is here just makes me so happy. because it was beautiful and I loved it. All right, and the last, is that 5? That's almost 5. Almost 5. That's 4. I have 1 game left, and this game is the one I played most recently, and I just adored it. And that is Horizon Zero Dawn. And in this game, you play as Aloy, who grew up as an outcast to her tribe, and it basically starts out that you want to get, you know, back into the tribe and learn your origins and all of this stuff. And it just, you know, is a beautiful game. And it has a really, like, climactic beginning, and it just, like, held me in so well. And this is another game that I wanted to get all the collectibles. I wanted to explore this map to the complete fullest. It's such a beautiful place. It does a really good job of having different regions. Like, it's, you know, kind of a snow region and a desert region and a tropical region and a temperate region. Like, it does that really well, and it's very immersive, and it has, oh my god, I just gushing about it. And I really like the premise of this game, because you do play as more of like a, you know, primitive tribesman kind of person, an Aloy, and she's also amazing. But it's basically after the fall of modern civilization. So they build, like, robots, and of course robots start as, like, helping you around the house and and then slowly that goes into, like, military weapons kind of category. And they kind of, you know, seem to take over, and now this is where we're at. And it's just such a cool way to do post-apocalyptic. Not that I don't love, you know, games like Fallout and things like that, but I just really, really enjoyed a fresh take on post-apocalyptic. And I wanted to hear all of the, like, the voice recordings and the little memos and messages that you find from the old ones, or the modern civilization before it crashed. And it was just so much fun to go through all of that. And a lot of it, you know, that you read is very modern and very familiar. So I just really like the way they took it in this story. And you can kind of play stealthy. That's what I did. I played stealthy, and I learned how to override a bunch of machines so I could make them fight for me. And that was mostly my favorite thing to do, especially if, you know, I have, like, once I could override a snap maw, that's when I was just like, okay, this is sweet. So that was really awesome. And so I basically got to watch, like, big machine fights from the bushes. And that, I don't know, I loved it so much. And I loved the climbing the tall necks, which is a lot like climbing the towers in Breath of the Wild. But I don't know, every time I overrode a tall neck to get part of the map, I would just, like, stand there for a really long time and just look at everything. It was a beautiful game. I absolutely loved it. And so if you're a fan of, like, the Far Cry series, it's pretty similar to that, or even Breath of the Wild, you'll probably love Horizon. And it was beautiful. I loved it. So those are my 5. But I do have some honorable mentions because I could not quite break it all the way down, or I had some that I wanted on the list, but I didn't want on the list. I don't know. You'll see. So first up is a download game, and I absolutely adored this game, even though it was very cheap. It was very simple, but Cat Quest. It is a download game on the Switch, and it was like, what, $12.99, I think, and I beat it so much. Oh my god, I loved it. I played it forever, and it kind of takes a lot of themes from Skyrim and Zelda, but in a very oversimplified way that makes it also very approachable. And so it's an RPG where it's like a town of cats, which is already sounds like heaven, and it's just, and you're like a dragonborn, of course you are. And it's full of cat puns everywhere. I absolutely loved it. It made me laugh. It was an RPG, so I'm, like, leveling up and getting new gear and making my cat just look adorable. And I just really liked it, so that's definitely an honorable mention. And also is Splatoon 2. I played this game so much this year. I tried to do every Splatfest. I even had a party where it was during a Splatfest, so we all, like, were just playing Splatoon the whole time. And I don't know, it was so much fun. It's been a really long time since I wanted to play an online multiplayer game, and so I'm really happy that this got me kind of back into it. It was so much fun. And last honorable mention is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I was super looking forward to this game when I heard it was coming out, because I'm not too burnt out on the Rabbids. I still think they're, like, kind of funny, mostly because I skipped the last couple of their games. I'm pretty sure that's why. And I don't know, something about this game. Rabbid Peach, man, she is sassy, and that is where it's at. I loved it. And it's a turn-based, more like tactical style game, so it's very much like XCOM, and it was just such a fresh take on the Mario series, and especially like throwing the Rabbids in there, it just made it ridiculous and fun, and I really enjoyed it. And my last honorable mention, it's not really a game, but it definitely goes to the Nintendo Switch. I mean, this came out this year. It's wonderful. I absolutely love it. I love that I can have it handheld and on the TV. It's just, I don't know, it's a remarkable system. I really, really am enjoying it so far. And I'm hoping to do a video soon also on, what I'm playing on my Switch, because that's how much I like it, and that's how much I've been playing it. This system, I don't know, it's taken the cake this year. It's so wonderful. Alright, so that is it for my top 5 of 2017, my honorable mentions, my ramblings, my spilling champagne everywhere. So thank you so much to all of my subscribers this year. This year has been amazing, and I'm hoping 2018 will be even better, because I'm hoping to actually create more content. I'm hoping. So cheers to all of you. Thank you so much for putting up with all my ridiculousness and being here, and yep. And you can find me on the internet at KinsZilla, KinsZilla, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, thanks for subscribing, and cheers.